Is he in the foyer? Yes, he is.
It's the curse! It's the curse of Tenma Taro! Oi!
Eek!
You outsiders are ignoring them superstitions at our peril. Mind your business, will ya?
Ah! Youch! What's all this about? A curse?
Tenma Taro's gonna curse us all unless you stop sticking your nose where it don't belong. Stop the investigation. Listen to what them superstitions say.
Right. How about obeying the law before you go obeying the superstitions?
Huh?
Hey, what are you doing with Widget around your neck? He's mine! You know better than go around stealing people's stuff like that. The same goes for my bracelet.
Sorry, I promise. I won't do it again. Sorry, I didn't. Thought you wouldn't notice the second time I stole it. Oh, I'm sorry. Force a habit at this point. I just take it all, put it away.
He almost kidnapped my sweet little Widget.
The big jerk! I'm sorry!
I guess you can't teach an old raccoon dog new tricks. As long as we have him here, I guess we should ask him about what happened. Stealing. I can't believe you did that! It's one thing to steal a pair of shoes, but to steal Widget.
Grrr! Yipes! Mercy, mercy! I can't seem to control myself. It's that thieving blood running in my veins.
Thieving blood? What's that supposed to mean? He doesn't actually have any of his own blood. He just steals blood from everyone else.
Glad you asked. The infamous bandit Azuki Kozo was more grandpappy. Take a gander at this.
What exactly am I looking at? Looks like another one of those yokai to me. Looks like the thing that was in the thing. Looks like our hobgoblin statue.
It's none other than thee, Azuki Kozo. Robbed from the rich to give to the poor, he did. And he'd leave one of these figures at the scene of the crime. What's more, I'm his grandson, because he was my grandpappy.
Well, you don't say.
Thieves' honour, it's the honest truth. Ah, the sloshing sound of Azuki beans scraping together in the dead of night. It's the magical sound of dirty money getting washed clean for giving out to the poor. I'm Azuki Kozo, washer of money, giver outer of wealth, reborn.
Eh? Forget the money. You should be washing yourself of this nasty habit. Wait a second. This figure looks familiar. Where have I seen it before? Yes, it looks just like that old dusty figure we found in the Forbidden Chamber. Oh, Tom Nook. That's a good reference. That's a good raccoon reference.
Oi! What you doing with that there figure?
Oh, this? We found it in the Forbidden Chamber. Looks like it'd been there practically forever.
Could mean my grandpappy broke into the Forbidden Chamber way back. Hey, that reminds me. He once told me there's treasure in that there chamber.
Treasure? Tell me about the treasure. Is the treasure a big block of sulfur? What do you know about the treasure in the Forbidden Chamber? Is it stinky cheese?
Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's amazing treasure in there.
There's something amazing in there. Didn't see anything like that, though. Your grandfather didn't by chance already steal it, did he?
Seeing how there was one of his figurines there, might just be. That's grandpappy for you. Bet he washed that treasure up real good before handing it out to the poor.
Oh, of course. Because he was so righteous. In court, you mentioned seeing Tenma Taro near the scene of the crime.
Sorry I didn't come clean right away, but them superstitions got the better of me.
The people in Ninetails Vale sure seem like a superstitious bunch.
I'm not surprised you wouldn't want to talk about seeing Tenma Taro. Oh, darn right! Them superstitions scare me out of my wits, I tell you. That's why I'm going to do exactly what they say from now on.
So you plan on staying here in Ninetails Vale?
Yep, I'm going to keep living right here and keep with the old ways, just like Grandpappy did. Them superstitions are like a rule book to me.
Wait, so you're saying you actually believe in those old wives' tales?
Ain't you been listening to a word I said?
You're gonna do exactly what them superstitions say? Well, I say that's baloney. Because of the thing that we... What do we have? What are we... Oh. Details. Do not gaze upon Tenma. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstition will cost you your soul. Wanted to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Oh, you would have to leave the village. Boop. It's clearly written right here. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Ah! So according to this, you shouldn't even be here, let alone talking with us. You said you plan on staying right here in Ninetails Vale. But if you really believed in the superstitions, you would have been long gone by now.
What?
I know you've been lying to me. Time to come clean, Mr. Felch.
Yipes!
Well, you were lying about believing in the superstitions, weren't you?
Sorry, but I didn't have no choice.
So what was the real reason why you couldn't talk about seeing Tenma, Taro?
It's all that pretty boy's fault, Mr. LaBelle, if you know what I mean. He told me not to say a word about seeing Tenma, Taro. So if I did, he'd do to me what them superstitions said would happen.
He'd take your soul? So it was Mr. LaBelle who muzzled you? Why would Mr. LaBelle want to scare you into silence?
Mr. LaBelle is trying to protect that little maid gal. It was on account of that rumor, the one about her being possessed.
Oh, the rumor? The rumor he's starting? That rumor? I guess we really do have to talk to Mayor Tenma about the possession rumor. Ouch! Hey, watch it! You're clearly stealing things again. Stop it! Village superstitions stolen by Phineas Felch.
I'll be taking this back now. Kinda like family to me.
So in other words, it's no longer evidence. Nice of them, I guess, to clean up the inventory. You could have just asked instead of stealing it. Was that all we wanted to ask, Mr. Felch? Yeah, I think that was it. Let's go see Mr. Tenma, Taro one more time. Just thinking about dealing with that yokai again makes me want to say a pass. All right. We're going to the detention center. Lord Tenma, your attorneys are here to see you. Your malevolence.
Why are you speaking like that?
Oh, Mayor Tenma. You've returned.
Yes, well, Jinxie came by earlier to apply a new charm to my head. It seems to be suppressing the demon within me.
That's a relief. Maybe we'll actually get somewhere this time.
So, what can I do for you today?
We'd like to ask you about the rumor that Jinxie is possessed. She allegedly left the yokai evidence at the scene while under a demon's power. At least that's what the prosecution is going to claim at tomorrow's trial. Huh?
Caw, 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 caw! No matches this warding charm for me!
Ah! The charm! Tenma, Taro's back!
Those foolish mortals, they shall regret blaming that child for my doings.
I blew it. That question brought that yokai back. And he probably won't drop the act until Jinxie's name is cleared either. We'd like to ask you about something your aide, Florent LaBelle, mentioned. Do you know Jinxie is rumored to be possessed?
I know not of what you speak.
You're not trying to protect Jinxie, are you?
I, Tenma Taro, demon lord of the yokai, protect a mere mortal. Caw, 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 caw! No affections do I possess for your race of humans.
Please, we already proved there was a third party disguised as a yokai at the scene, but if you deny that tomorrow, you'll never be able to clear Mayor Tenma's name.
But I have already told you I know not of what you speak.
I don't think we'll get anything more out of him. It's all over unless we can somehow prove that Jinxie didn't plant that yokai evidence. Hey, Apollo, I think I got this one. I think I can prove that she didn't do it.
Really?
Sure. I should be able to use psychology to explain that whole possession thing.
Knock yourself out, then.
Well, Athena's really something. Don't know if it's something good, but she's something. I can really count on her when it counts. The real story. Mayor Tenma, Jinxie isn't possessed. I believe her so-called possession episodes are a form of somnambulism. For the layman, that's a form of sleepwalking. Somnambulism? You mean sleepwalking? I'm a step ahead of you, Apollo. Yes, I believe she's exhibiting a rare form of the disorder. It's usually brought on by repressed stress. Mr. Mayor, didn't her symptoms start soon after she began her job in Ninetails Vale?
When the child visited last, she did speak of dreading yokai and how they rob her of sleep each night.
I knew it! That lack of sleep is causing her to enter an unconscious state. And that means she can't be trying to protect you, at least not on a conscious level. So then the Tenma Taro that was spotted at the manor wasn't Jinxie.
Sleepwalking, eh? That would indeed explain the matter.
Look, Tenma Taro's spirit. It's left the mayor's body. What? What? Can you tell us the truth now, Mayor Tenma?
Very well. It's the least I could do for a superb exorcist such as you.
Mayor Tenma, you didn't leave those feathers and tracks at the scene, did you?
I did not. Neither I nor Jinxie have anything to do with that. That was the killer's doing, no doubt.
I knew it!
You suspect Florent is behind all this? But why? Did he really want Ninetails Vale that badly?
Can you think of any reason why?
Looking back, he did seem fixated on Tenma Taro for a spell. Ah, could it be? Perhaps he was attempting to release Tenma Taro.
That's crazy! Are you saying that yokai is real?
Whatever the case, Tenma Taro brings nothing but pain and misfortune. It is the superstitions warn, you must not gaze upon him nor free him from his prison.
But how can people actually believe that? Well, at least we know who's behind this whole Tenma Taro thing now. Yeah, and I think we need to have another nice long chat with Mr. LaBelle.
Your dinner is ready, your malevolence. An offering to the Demon King. You may place it right there.
The kitchen crew poured their heart and soul into making it.
Did they now? Souls happen to be a favorite of mine. Just hold the hearts next time. Caw, 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 caw!
Yes, your malevolence. I'll remember that. How long is he planning to keep up this yokai charade? Well, we've already talked to Mr. Felch and Mayor Tenma, so why don't we go see Florent LaBelle next, now that we know the truth. He won't be able to claim that the Tenma Taro is Jinxie or the mayor anymore. But the real question is, how are we going to get him to admit it was him? Maybe we could hand him a piece of crucial evidence again, and maybe he won't immediately destroy it, while laughing and talking on his shoulder cell phones. Ooh, look, I can just hold a phone on my shoulder. I can't balance it there because I don't have crazy pads. Okay, now let's practice that again, Felchy. From the top.
Mr. LaBelle was in the foyer at the time of the crime. And when we heard a scream, oh heck, what was that next part again? Arg!
You have the memory capacity of a flea. This is the 30th time, you know. Now 100 times more and we're done. What on earth are they practicing? Clearly, they're practicing his lies for the trial.
Oh, I ain't cut out for this. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, begging your pardon, Mr. LaBelle, sir. It's just all this practice, yipes.
Unbelievable! What if you had sullied my outfit with those grubby paws of yours? Did Felch filch LaBelle's wallet just now? So, what do you think they're up to this time, Apollo? Oh, it's you two! Eavesdropping, are we? Pff, you peasants are so tacky. Well, what do you want with me? Your confession to being the Tenma imposter would be nice right about now. Mr. Felch filled me in on the conversation you two had, and about how you told him not to say a word about seeing Tenma Taro. Felch, you fool! Yipes! I told you nothing good would come of you running your mouth! So why did you want to keep Mr. Felch quiet like that, Mr. LaBelle? Why, to protect Darwin with Jinxie, of course. Oh, you guys are right. He has purple hair now. Well, because why not? But Jinxie was never really possessed. She was sleepwalking. Being asleep at the time, she couldn't have been consciously trying to protect the mayor. That also means she couldn't have possibly been Tenma Taro. Interesting. But where are you going with this? Since you asked so politely, I believe you have a different reason for trying to keep Mr. Felch quiet. That reason would be to deflect doubt away from the ones who was really Tenma Taro. Now this is getting interesting. Are you insinuating that I'm... what was his name? Tenma Taro? So sorry to disappoint, but I'm nothing of the sort.
That's right. Mr. LaBelle even told me Tenma Taro was a jinx, so youch!
I said Tenma Taro was Jinxie, you fool. Honestly, you have the memory capacity of a flea. I practiced it 100 more times.
Yipes!
Yipes, stripes, fruit stripe gum. So, have you been called to testify tomorrow? Yes, and I'm so looking forward to my courtroom debut. But you'll just have to wait until then. Oh, I'll be waiting with a special piece of evidence I've been saving just for you. Felchie, wake up, you lazy bones.
Huh? What? Was I sleeping? What's about that sweet cologne of yours, Mr. LaBelle? Made me right sleepy, it did.
Well, it's time for your lesson on what to do and say tomorrow.
Oh, I'm begging you, not another lesson. Oh, I ain't cut out for this thinking and remembering stuff. Oh, right up the schnozzola.
Keep quiet and do exactly as I say.
No, please, anything but another lesson.
There they go. Missed our chance to get the truth out of him. Yeah, but we'll get the proof we need in court tomorrow, one way or another. All that's left now is that lie Jinxie told. We'd better go clear that up before tomorrow. You think they're done questioning Jinxie? Maybe. Let's see if she's over on Yokai Lane shopping for more charms. No, we're not going to show him the evidence. He'll just destroy it again. And also, you apparently don't have to report evidence in Japanifornia before a trial. Because, why not? Accursed nine-tailed fox, it's time. My grudge has been but festered over time. At last, vengeance will be mine. Gah, gah. She must be possessed, or sleepwalking again. Maybe if I speak softly, I won't startle her and get a charm plastered on my forehead. Psst, Jinxie. Huh? Oh, hello, Mr. Demon Lawyer. Ah, my charms must have fallen off again. Phew! Guess I can avoid a charm slap by toning down my cords of steel. Are they done questioning you, Jinxie? Uh-huh. And on the way back, I stopped here to buy a new charm that was just released. Yeah? Which one? Oh, the one with the nine-tailed fox and Tenma Taro. It shows them dancing together. Really? Two bitter rivals dancing together? Uh-huh. It's a charm for rebuilding burnt bridges. Oh, right, for the municipal murder issue. No, it's for the demon lawyer and the insomniac prosecutor. It'll stop you two from fighting like you did in court this morning. We weren't fighting. It was just a spirited debate. Ark! No fighting. Charm slapped again. Apollo, if you're done playing around, let's find out what she was lying about. Let's look for her tail. Not tail, her tell. Her lying tell. Jinxie, it seems like you're starting to remember things. You already said the feathers and tracks weren't there when you discovered the crime. Have you remembered anything else that seems important? Eek, like what? Tell us what you saw that day. Maybe you'll remember something else this time. Eek. When I opened the door, Papa and Alderman Cuby were collapsed in the fox chamber. That's when Papa told me to call an ambulance and the police. That's all he said before he passed out in the chair. Fibber. Fibber Magoo. I knew it. She's holding something back. Wing, 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 wing. I caught it there at the last second. It's on the before. Okay. That's all he said. You were very nervous when you said, "That's all he said," weren't you? I know because I saw your fingers move as if you were going to slap someone with a charm. Huh? Listen to me, Jinxie. This is very important. Did Mayor Tenma say anything else to you? It was nothing. He was just talking in his sleep. Talking in his sleep. So you admit that he did say something else. Eek! How could you tell? Only a demon could have such powers. Don't hit me, please. Thank you. Just tell me what you remember. Like I said, he was just talking in his sleep. I mean, why else would Papa say something like that? Could you be a little more specific? Before he fainted, he said, "Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed Alderman Cuby." He said what? The mayor actually confessed to the crime? But he didn't mean it. He couldn't possibly have known what he was saying. He was probably possessed, or maybe he was in the middle of a nightmare. A nightmare? No, this is a nightmare. This is one statement I wish I'd never heard. What in the world are we going to do now? Return to the basics. That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That's a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. Right. Just believe in my client, even if all I can see ahead is darkness and despair. Jinxie, does Prosecutor Blackquill know about your father's confession? I didn't mention it when he was questioning me. I mean, there's no way Papa's the killer. Why would the mayor confess like that? Could he really have been dreaming, or simply delirious? Who knows, but I sure feel like I'm in a living nightmare right now. Apollo, what are we going to do about tomorrow's trial? The crime scene was locked tight until Jinxie arrived, and our clients even confessed. Not only that, Jinxie has been accused of planting the yokai evidence. Both the mayor and Jinxie are going to prison if we don't do something. I know. Well, let's see here. Our lack of a third party in the locked room is a major problem. Jinxie has testified that when she first opened the door, Alderman QB and Mayor Tenma were the only people she saw in the Fox chamber. But the real killer must have been hiding in there as well. Considering the room was locked tight, that's the only logical explanation. Our mystery person must have then fled the Fox chamber when it was opened. And that's when Jinxie saw what she thought was Tenma Taro. But Papa and the Alderman were the only people there. I didn't see anyone else. What's going on here? LaBelle's extremely pale, but he's far from transparent. So just how did he hide himself at the scene of the crime? Whatever it takes in court tomorrow, Apollo. We have to take down that dirty, rotten Tenma Taro, Florent LaBelle. Right, we'll get him with a legal exorcism, justice style. To be continued. We may have to continue this case on Monday. Thanks for hanging out in the stream, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys. Bye for now.